This is code.org. Let's see what we have here. All right. So obviously we have our application. If I hit run, guys, my song, my thing here works. If you don't have that stuff working, go back and do your other, keep working other bubbles. Let me hit reset. User story. This is the user perspective. It's nice to keep that context. Let's dive in. In the on event for the right button, replace the true statement with the condition to check that the user is not trying to navigate too far forward. Wow, that's a lot of heavy words. So what it's saying is, in the condition, we want to make sure our user isn't going to go past the end of the list. So, on event, let's see, right button. Let's first talk about this. What is this chunk of code doing? So what this says is on the event that the right button is clicked. Well, this is the right button. So the code says on the event the right button is clicked, I have to run this thing, this chunk of code, this function. It kind of looks like a weird mouth, right? So on the event the right button's clicked, I got to run this. Cool. And what does it do? First part it says if true. Well, if true means this statement is always true. And in an if statement, or a conditional statement, if we want to say it the fancy technical way, in a conditional statement, if this is evaluated to true, it must execute the code inside. Well, if true will always be evaluated to true, and so it must execute this code. Now, this code says we have an index, and it's going to be equal to whatever the old value of my index was plus 1. So if we drop in here, what the computer sees is, oh, okay, we have this variable index. Now I need a new value for it. Okay, well, what's the new value? Oh, it's the old value of index plus 1. So we're just adding 1 to it. And then we're going to update the home screen. So if any change was made, it will update here. Now, what's it want us to do? So it wants us to see if the user is trying to navigate too far forward. We want to stop them. I'm headed over to math. And I'm going to use less than. And what I want to make sure to do before adding to the index is I'm going to say the index must be equal to songs.length minus 1. Okay? Now, why songs.length minus 1? Well, in code, when you get the length of a list, if there are 3 items in your list, the length of your list is 3. But the weird thing is, remember, indexes start at 0. So if I had in my list blue, red, green, blue, red is index 0, blue is index 1, green is index 2. But it is a list of length 3. So we need to make sure, since indexes are always starting at 0, that if we want to keep them from producing an error, they must always remain 1 less than the entire length of a list. Because counting a length of a list, well, counting starts at 1. But the actual indexes, since we use 0 in an index, end 1 earlier than the full length. So we got that one done. On the event of left button, replace the true statement within the conditional to check that the user is not trying to navigate too far backwards. Okay, same deal here. And I just wanted to demo you real quick, guys. Notice what I just did. So I'm starting at 10. Once I navigated too far backwards, I do get an error here because my list is not visible anymore, right? My index variable, let me add that. Let's run. Index is 10. Boop, boop, cool, cool, cool. 0 is going to be the first item in my list, but the second I hit back again, it's going to throw an error. And that's what we're preventing. So let me do this one. This time, we just need it greater than or equal to 0. Oh, I did this wrong. We need it to be greater than 0 because we're subtracting, right? So we cannot subtract if it's already 0. We want this to be greater than 0. One more try. And boom, stops us. Cool. Onward.